Hello, hello, hello. I am back. Past couple weeks were a little rough personally, but I am back and committed to being here on my channel, not once a week, but twice a week. So the format's going to be like this. On Mondays, I'm going to post a video regarding mental health and tips, mainly through depression. That is my expertise, for lack of a better word, but what I have the most experience with, both professionally and personally, mainly personally. Talk about more my journey and the tips and strategies I've used over the years, as I've said before. And then on Fridays, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to share with you my book that I wrote. I'm going to be reading a different chapter each week. And I'm coming out with a second book, a follow-up for teens with depression. And when that comes out, I will read that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So today, what I want to do is give you 5 tips to manage your depression through the holidays. The holidays can be a really difficult time for those of us who live with depression. It can be a really difficult time for those of us who don't, right? Society makes the holidays seem fun and jolly for everybody. And why they are for a lot of us, there's also a lot of us who can struggle or have to take certain steps in order to enjoy the holidays. So since the holidays are upon us, I wanted to share those 5 tips that help me manage my depression through the holidays. Even though I love the holidays, it can sometimes be difficult. The days are getting longer. When I lived up north, it was getting colder. Just the busyness of the schedule, the difference in eating, just a lot. There's a lot of different changes in our routine throughout the holidays. So my 5 tips. The first one is practice daily mindfulness. I'm super big on mindfulness. I have a private group, self-care and mindfulness group, where we share mindfulness activities and I do monthly challenges. But practicing daily mindfulness has really changed the course of my depression for me and how I manage my depression. Some of my favorite mindfulness activities to practice during the holidays are mindful breathing, which is super simple. You breathe through your nose, hold for about 4 seconds, and then release through your mouth. And I'll just do that for a minute, multiple times throughout the day. And that just helps to recenter me, relax me, and slow down my brain and my body, or help me get to manage more of the thoughts or the invasive feelings, and just helps me reset. The other one I do, definitely, I try to do this every day throughout the year, but it's especially important to do during the holidays, is a gratitude journal. I do a daily gratitude check-in. We do this in my group, but I do it myself too, of at least 3 things for which I'm grateful for that day. If I miss a couple days, I might do, at the end of the week, 3 things that I'm grateful for the week that have happened during the week. And that just helps us reset and see that despite maybe feeling horrible or maybe struggling with our depression, we still have a lot to be grateful for. And the last thing that I do that really helps me as far as practicing mindfulness is meditate or pray daily. And that just helps keep my mind calmer and keep my thoughts where I need them to be. So that's my first tip, practice daily mindfulness. My second tip for managing depression throughout the holidays is to exercise daily. This does not have to be a big 2-hour workout at the gym. If you can do that, fantastic. That's my favorite. I haven't done one in months like that. But it's just taking a simple walk. Maybe even on a busy day, just walk into the mailbox and get in the mail, and maybe taking a lap around your property, doing some yoga, doing some stretching, just getting your body moving a little bit more than you maybe would if you didn't put your thought into exercising. Maybe if you are depressed and you can't get out of bed, I've talked before about exercises you can do in bed. Laying on your back and lifting your legs up and down, that's doing some ab work, right? Making your abs stronger. Or just kind of scissoring your arms, or your legs and your arms together, and just kind of get your body moving. Even if you're in a dark space and you can't get out of bed, just that little bit of movement can help trigger the serotonin in your brain. So daily exercise is my second tip. My third tip to manage depression during the holidays is get some light, okay? Some of you may live up north where there's not a whole lot of daylight now. Here in Florida, I still have a lot of sunshine, but when I lived in Pennsylvania, it was really tough for me around this time of year. I would turn on the lights in my house, even during the day when it was cloudy, or by about 3:30 when the sun was starting to set. Get those lights on in your house because you need that light. Sit by the window on a sunny day if it's too cold for you to go out. I did not get going out in the cold. But if you can bundle up and get outside, get some sunlight on your face, get some sunlight on your body, get that vitamin D. You know, we get our vitamin D from the sun. You can take supplements. If you talk to your doctor, I take supplements too, and that really helps. But you need to get out and get some sunlight on your face, on your skin, even if it's just 5 minutes for the day. And if you can't, for some reason you can't get out, then use lights. And there's also sun lamps that I'm sure most of you know about that you can get for seasonal depression. And you can get them on Amazon. They're not even that expensive. You can use that and just get some light into your body to help with the, what is it, circadian rhythms? I don't know, I'm not sure if that's what it is, but it just really helps with our moods and our depression, and that's why there's so many of us that struggle extra with our depression through the darker days and the colder days of winter. My fourth tip for managing your depression during the holidays is a tough one, is eat healthy. I know there's so many good foods going around. Hanukkah just started. You have the fried potato latkes, jelly donuts for Hanukkah. For Christmas, we have Christmas cookies, and we have pies, and we have desserts and candy, and sometimes, you know, just a big meal. And there's nothing wrong with indulging in those, you know, the treats that you go. If you got a holiday party, there's all those fun appetizers. Nothing wrong with indulging in some of those. That's why it's important to up your fruits and vegetables, up your whole foods. I eat a whole food plant-based diet most of the time, and I up it and make sure I'm a little bit more stringent on that when I'm not at these events, right? So I can enjoy and indulge in some of these foods that I only eat once a year or the holidays. The problem comes when we start eating every day the processed foods, the junk food, the foods that are high in sugar, and it starts to bring our moods down. So eat a healthy diet when you're not at a holiday event, right? Try to balance it so you get the nutrients your brain needs, because there's a lot of connection between depression and nutrition, which I'll talk about in a different video. But eat healthy, you know, eat healthy throughout the holidays. And the fifth tip for managing depression throughout the holidays is to get enough sleep. It's so hard to do. We're running around, we're shopping for gifts, we're going to parties, we're having family events. Probably not a whole lot of the parties and events gonna go on this year because of COVID. But this, you know, in future years, this is all tips that you can take down the road. You know, hopefully COVID won't be here forever. But, you know, when you're out and about and you're staying up and you just get into maybe a rut and maybe you can't sleep, just try to get as much sleep as you can. Get that 8 hours. It makes a big difference. And even on the nights that I have trouble sleeping, whether I'm struggling with insomnia or struggling with sleep through my depression because my depression's acting up, I just lay and I rest. And I let my mind and body rest. Even if I'm not getting sleep, I just lay and rest. I rarely get up from bed and watch TV or read a book, whatever. I don't usually get up and try to piddle around when I can't sleep, because what I have found is by resting my brain and body, even though it can be frustrating laying there, it really helps me manage my depression. And I'm so much better off if I only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep if during that time I laid and rested. Even if I get less than that, I've had 3 hours of sleep, but the other 3 hours I've laid in my bed and just kind of rested. So make sure you get enough sleep / rest over the holiday season, and I think you'll see a big, big difference on the energy you have to help you manage your depression. Because let's face it, managing depression on a daily basis, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of effort, and that's what makes it so hard, is that sometimes we don't have the energy to manage it, right? And then we get into that spiral. So that's why I'm all about planning every day, preparing every day, and getting a lot of these tools to become daily habits so it becomes easier on those more difficult days. So getting enough sleep was my 5th tip. And that is all I have for you today. Those are my 5 tips for managing your depression during the holidays. Again, they were practice daily mindfulness. If you're not in my mindfulness, self-care mindfulness group, I would love for you to join. We're going to be doing a challenge in the beginning of January. Daily exercise, pick something simple if you have to. If you can go and do an all-out workout, fantastic. Get some light, sunlight, unnatural light, whatever. Get some light to stimulate that brain. It really does help with our depression for a lot of us. Eat healthy. So hard to do during this time of year, but when you have control over what you put in your mouth, when you have control over picking what foods you can do, try to eat whole foods. Try to eat healthy foods. Even if you don't do plant-based, just eat, healthier meats, healthier seafood. Just try to eat as healthy as you possibly can. And then finally is to get enough sleep. So look forward to seeing you on Friday, where I will be reading the first chapter of my book. So if you haven't bought the book, you can just listen to it chapter by chapter, and you do not have to even worry about buying a copy. So, and hopefully you'll learn something from it. I'll see you guys Friday. Have a fantastic week.